and welcome back to another episode of the Credit Authority. I know I say this every time, everybody's so sick of me being so excited to bring you amazing talent and people. And, I've had the pleasure of meeting our next guest at the International Women's Conference last year. And we really had such an amazing time. And I've met so many impactful women that we are back again this year with Dr. Neva Alexander talking about this year's theme of leading ladies. So, Dr. Neva, welcome.
Welcome, Rhonda. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it a lot.
I think, first of all, I will say now that I've experienced what your conference is like, not only were the women in the room inspiring, they were warm and caring, and the connections that are made. It really, I have to say, because I was a little bit of an outsider because so many people come every single year. So it was my first year, but I feel like you've built a tribe of women that are your cheerleaders. And when I walked into this room, you can really just see the passion and the excitement. And maybe people that haven't seen each other for a while had the opportunity to rejoice. And then you bring in these speakers that have these stories. And more importantly, when we're talking about conferences, and I know I can say this to you because we've had a year to build our relationship, there are people that want to speak, and there are people that know how to speak to impact. And I will just say that you've really done such a wonderful job bringing in people that know how to speak, because their stories cannot be amplified if their message was not clear. And these women were fantastic. So tell us what is in store for this year with your theme of leading ladies.
Oh man, Rhonda, I really appreciate you saying what you just did. And yes, I guess it's a movement. When I started in 2017, for me, it was just a small unit, but I was so excited that I got it done. And, to build it up to 2024, it's not easy. It's not easy, but just to build it up to 2024, this leading ladies, again, we're going to have many impactful women, and we have four panels. I think last year we had three, don't remember, but we have four panels. One surrounding women in the workplace, looking at diversity, equity, and inclusion. Another on media and women, so women in media. And we have Hofstra University. They have a panel for the students, similar to last year, because the Zarb's Business Club, the ladies club, they're sponsoring a part of the sponsors, right? And then we have cultural perspectives on love and relationship, right? Because because you know what, someone said to me, why you have that topic? And I'm like, I can't just have it business focused. I mean, a woman, you think about a woman, she is many different things, and love and relationship is a part of it, right? Regardless, you can't cut out. You may say, well, I don't want love, but you still have relationships, no
Yep.
matter which way you take it, right? So we have that as well.
I I have to just pause you right there because I think that in itself could be probably its own standalone event. Because if you think about even the top 5 women that are in your circle, they're all going through something different in this exact moment. They're either having marital problems, they're having health problems, they're having children problems, financial problems. They have issues on clarity and direction for where their next chapter may be. So when you are speaking about just that alone, maybe we're onto something. I don't know, but
Maybe.
I had to stop you because if you think about what that means and the women that are going to be in your circle and
Mhm.
your, I call it your tribe, right, in your movement, I think that's so impactful. So congratulations on such a great idea.
Thank you. And Rhonda, when we talk about international women, we're looking at women from all walks of life, right? So, and you've been to the conference, you see the space, so you're going to hear many different voices and stories.
Anybody that you are looking forward, I'm sure you know them all, right? You obviously know all the women, you've hand selected them. But what makes somebody a candidate for you to say, you know what, I really want you to be representing my brand?
That is a very good question, Rhonda. And some of it, I don't know if I could say, but a lot of it is like the feeling, the energy, right? So, like when you spoke before, Rhonda, when we were introduced and I spoke with you, and I'm just like, I love your vibrant attitude. It's like, it's life out there, right? So I love that. Um, so it's, and not everyone is that way, right? Everyone has a different personality, but it's just something within them that I look at. One, of course, there's certain topics that I want them to have that expertise, right? So I'm gonna make sure that if we're talking about DEI, they have some knowledge on that, right? If we're talking about women in the media, they need to be in the media in some way, some form, you know? So that's how they are selected. And if you look at the love and relationship, one of the moderator, all she talks about is love and re- relationship, and um, her story is that also impactful as well, right? So you have a mixture of people with counseling background on that panel as well,
Mhm.
and people with no background, just their life story to present as well. So
I
it's just a mixture.
and and again, like, I didn't really know what to expect when I walked in, and I left, and you just have this you just have a really good feeling in your heart when you walk away, because you feel like you've been part of something that was bigger than yourself, which leads me to the next question. So obviously this conference is something that is personal to you.
Mhm.
What was the why behind this conference?
So Rhonda, 2010, 2013, I was overseas, and yeah, I worked in the international space dealing with young ladies, and I realized there was a need for them to be associated, with other women in leadership position. And so, fast forward, when I came back to the United States, I wrote a book called Female's Guide to Understanding Leadership. And then moving forward again, just seeing women wanting to be in a certain space, wanting to get their voices heard. And even at these conferences, like when I first started, I had a space where I talk. Last year, I did not speak. I didn't share my story, my expertise. And it's going the same way this year, because I'm like, you know what? There are other voices, and it needs to be put on a platform. So my why is letting others tell their story in whichever form they can.
Now tell us when your event is, how people can buy tickets.
Sure. So the event is Saturday, March 9th, and that is from 10 in the morning to 4. And they can go to nevalliance.com. That's Neva Alliance, one word.com. That is the simplest way.
Well, I will tell you that I am looking forward to another successful event. I love that you were able to carve away a little bit of time. I know over the next few weeks, we are excited to highlight some of the women that are going to be part of your event. And once again, Dr. Neva, thank you so much for joining us today. And you are listening to the Credit Authority, so stay tuned because we are going to get ready to bring you information about our next guest.